I should have known something was wrong when Marcus started crying during our wedding planning meeting. I just need more time, he said, reaching across the table at the venue coordinator's office. This is forever, you know? I want to be sure we're doing this right. We've been engaged for 8 months. Together for 3 years. The invitations were ordered, the dress was altered, the deposit was paid. Our wedding was supposed to be in 6 weeks. What do you mean, more time? My voice cracked like a teenager's. Just postpone it. A few months. Maybe after the holidays. He wouldn't look at me. I love you, Jess. I just want to make sure we're ready. The venue coordinator cleared her throat awkwardly. We'll need to discuss cancellation fees. Marcus squeezed my hand. Baby, please. Trust me on this. When we do get married, it'll be perfect. I promise. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, to ask why he was getting cold feet now when everything was planned. Instead, I nodded like the understanding fiancé I thought I was supposed to be. My friends were brutal. Girl, if a man postpones your wedding 6 weeks before, he's already gone. He's buying time to figure out his exit strategy. You need to investigate this. But Marcus was so sweet about it. Flowers at work. Surprise dinners. Weekend getaways to reconnect. He seemed more attentive than ever, more romantic. Like he was trying to prove something. I defended him to everyone. He's just being thoughtful. He wants our marriage to be solid. Not every man who needs time is a cheater. You don't know him like I do. The truth found me on a random Tuesday while I was buying shampoo at Target. I was standing in the pharmacy section when I saw the wedding registry kiosk. Just curiosity, really. Maybe other couples' registries would give me ideas for when we rescheduled. I typed in Marcus and his last name, just being silly. Just seeing if maybe he'd secretly started one as a surprise. The screen loaded. Marcus Patterson and Elena Vasquez. Wedding date, October 15th. That was this Saturday. My hands started shaking so hard I dropped my basket. Shampoo bottles rolled across the floor while I stared at the screen like it might change if I blinked hard enough. KitchenAid mixer. Check. Bed sheets, 1800 thread count. Check. His and hers towels with their initials embroidered. Check. Everything we'd talked about wanting. Everything I'd bookmarked and shown him. The exact same brands, the exact same colors. Elena Vasquez. I knew that name. She worked in his building. Marketing department. He'd mentioned her before, always casual, always professional. Elena from work said the funniest thing today. Elena's team is killing it this quarter. Elena, who was apparently registering for towels with my fiancé while I was explaining to my family why our wedding was postponed. I screenshotted everything with trembling fingers. The registry. The date. The 127 items they'd already received as gifts from people I'd never heard of. Then I drove to his apartment using the spare key he'd given me for emergencies. The place was empty, but different. Cleaner. Like he'd been packing. His closet had gaps where his best clothes used to hang. The bathroom was missing his expensive cologne, the one I'd bought him for Christmas. I sat on his couch and called him. Hey babe, what's up? His voice was cheerful, normal, like he wasn't getting married in 4 days to someone else. Where are you? Work, why? I'm at your apartment. Where are your suits? Silence. Long, telling silence. Marcus? I can explain. You're marrying Elena on Saturday. Jess, please, just let me. Saturday, Marcus. This Saturday. While I'm calling vendors to postpone our wedding. It's not what you think. What I think is that you're a lying piece of shit who's been planning another wedding while pretending to love me. I do love you. This is complicated. No, it's really not. You chose her. While engaged to me. While living with me. While fucking me and telling me you needed more time to be sure about us. Can we talk in person? Please. No. We're done talking. We're done everything. I hung up and immediately called Elena's office. Hi, this is Elena Vasquez's wedding coordinator. I lied smoothly. I need to confirm the bride's mailing address for a special delivery. She gave it to me without question. Helpful receptionist, probably excited about office romance. That night, I put together a gift basket. Printed screenshots of our entire relationship. Photos from our engagement party. Copies of our original wedding invitations with her name crossed out and mine written in. The deposit receipts from our venue. Text messages where he told me he loved me while apparently planning to marry her. I wrapped it all in beautiful wedding paper with a bow and a card that read, "Congratulations on your special day. Here's hoping your marriage is built on more honesty than your engagement." XOXO, the fiancé he forgot to break up with. I had it delivered to her office Friday morning, the day before their wedding. She called me 2 hours later, sobbing. I didn't know, she kept saying. I swear to God, I didn't know about you. How long? I asked. 6 months. He said he'd ended his previous relationship months ago. He said you were just a roommate situation he was getting out of. 6 months. He'd been planning this for 6 months while I was planning our life together. The wedding's tomorrow, she whispered. I know. What am I supposed to do? That's not my problem anymore. She hung up. I never found out if they went through with it. Marcus showed up at my door at midnight, drunk and raging. You ruined everything, he screamed through the wood. Everything. I called the police. Watched through my peephole as they arrested him for public intoxication and disturbing the peace. The neighbors came out in their robes, whispering, staring. I'd never felt more alone. Elena messaged me on Facebook the next day. The wedding was cancelled. 200 guests cancelled. Venue lost, deposits gone, family flying in from across the country for nothing. He's been calling me nonstop, she wrote. Saying you're his crazy ex who can't let go. That you made everything up. Even caught red-handed, he was still lying. Did you see the registry? I asked. He said you must have hacked it somehow. Made a fake one to break us up. I almost laughed. Almost. The delusion was breathtaking. Work became unbearable. Word spreads fast in a small city. People stared, whispered, asked invasive questions disguised as concern. How are you holding up? Did you really not know? Are you going to be okay? I wasn't okay. I was 31 and starting over. The apartment we'd shared was in his name, so I had to move. Back to a studio, back to eating cereal for dinner, back to being alone on Friday nights while my friends avoided me because couple friends always pick sides. My sister tried to be supportive. You dodged a bullet. Imagine if you'd married him and found out later. But that wasn't comfort. That was horror. How long would he have kept it going? Would I have been the wife or the mistress? Would there have been others? The worst part was realizing how calculated it all was. The postponement wasn't cold feet or thoughtfulness. It was logistics. He needed time to plan Elena's wedding while keeping me quiet and compliant. Every sweet gesture during those weeks made sense now. The flowers, the dinners, the weekend trips. He wasn't reconnecting with me. He was managing me. Keeping me happy and unsuspicious while he organized his real future. I found out later that Elena left town. New job, new city, complete fresh start. Smart woman. She saw what Marcus was capable of and ran. Marcus tried to reach out once through a mutual friend. Said he was sorry, that he'd made a mistake, that he chose wrong. That he wanted to work things out. I laughed until I cried. 6 months later, I heard he was engaged again. Different woman, same pattern. I almost warned her, almost sent a message, almost got involved. But some lessons people have to learn themselves. The hardest part isn't the betrayal or the humiliation. It's the way it changes how you see everything. Every relationship around me looks fragile now. Every couple's happiness looks temporary. Every engagement announcement makes me wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. I'm in therapy. Dating again, slowly. But there's this voice in my head now that questions everything. When someone says they love me, I think about Marcus looking me in the eye and saying the same thing while shopping for wedding rings with Elena. Trust, once broken that completely, doesn't heal clean. It heals crooked, with scar tissue and weak spots that ache when the weather changes. The wedding dress is still in my closet. $2,000 of ivory silk I'll never wear. Sometimes I think about selling it, but I can't bring myself to let some other hopeful woman wear something that represents such complete betrayal. Maybe I'll keep it as a reminder. That love isn't always what it seems. That some people are capable of living double lives with surgical precision. That the person planning your future might also be planning your replacement. Marcus taught me that postponing a wedding isn't always about getting cold feet, sometimes it's about buying time to plan the one that actually matters to them.